Introducing the AKCP wireless tunnel system. So we're going to do a test with the wireless tunnel gateway and the wireless tunnel sensor. This is a 5 dry contact input wireless tunnel sensor from AKCP, and this is the wireless tunnel sensor gateway with built-in web user interface. And also connected up to this, we've got an antenna going out to a cellular modem connection, and we've hooked this up to the AKC Pro server cloud service. This antenna here is our dipole wireless tunnel antenna, and we're going to mount this up on top of the vehicle so that we can get the best signal that we can. And then here we've got our 5 dry contact wireless tunnel sensor with a terminal block which we can short, and as we plug and unplug this, we should see the status change. So here then we have our laptop, which is connected up to the AKC Pro server cloud service, and every time we change the dry contact status, you'll see here the status will change from critical to normal, back to critical. And we can also see here the RSSI number. So this is the received signal strength indicator, which gives us an idea as to how strong the signal is. And obviously as we go further away from here, we should see the RSSI number get worse. So the lower the number is, the worse it'll be. So at the moment we're getting here around minus 30 dB. The limit is somewhere in the region of minus 120. And I think with the distance that we're going out today, we're probably going to be hitting somewhere around minus 110. So I'm going to head with this equipment over in this direction here to the other side of the park, and we're going to be leaving Rick here with the equipment, and he'll be videoing the screen to prove that every time we change the contact status, it's updating here. Go. So here we are now about 500 meters or so away from the vehicle where we've got WTG mounted. We've got our 5 dry contact wireless tunnel sensor here, and I'm going to change the contact status, and Rick on the other end at the vehicle should see the status change. So I've removed the short on the contact.
There we have it, with an RSSI of negative 94 dBm.
So here we are now at the flagpole. It's about 1.2 kilometers from the far end of the park. You see the tree line just beyond there is where the vehicle is with the gateway. And again, we've got our WTS dry contact. I'm going to change the status. And from this distance, about 1.2 kilometers, we should see a signal somewhere in the range of about minus 110 dB. So we'll go ahead and remove the contact and change the status. And Rick on the other end should now see the status change.
There we have it. And we have a reading of negative 108 dBm from a distance of about 1.2 kilometers.
So also set up here, we've got a Wi-Fi access point, just broadcasting the SSID DDWRT. And beside here, we have a cell phone. And you can see the signal strength obviously is very good. We've got the phone directly beside the router. So we're gonna head out and do the same test as we did with the LoRa, but this time see how far away we get before we cannot pick up this access point anymore. So obviously it's going to be a lot less distance than what we see with the LoRa. So we haven't got very far from the vehicle at all. It's just over there. We're not more than, say, less than 100 meters or so away. And already we can see here the Wi-Fi signal is dropping off to only 2 bars. And we're still very, very close. So much, much further distance we got with the wireless tunnel than what we have got with the Wi-Fi. So you see now the access point is down to 1 bar. That's the, probably about 210 meters away from the access point, which is the vehicle. So you can see that at this distance, we're only getting a very weak signal, and we're not even half the distance as what we were with the LoRa. So here we are at the office with our wireless tunnel 5 dry contact sensor, and the same setup. We've got the wireless tunnel gateway, and we've got our Wi-Fi router. So we're going to do the same kind of test as we did out in the field, but here inside the office, and we're going to show the capabilities of LoRa to get some distance through several walls and compare that to the signal strength on the Wi-Fi. So same thing, we're going to go to another part of the building and then eventually to outside. We're going to toggle the dry contact, we'll see the status change, and more importantly, we'll see how much further we get away than what we do with the Wi-Fi. So obviously we've got a full signal on the wireless access point because we're right next to each other. So we're going to head over to another part of the building, and we'll compare that to signal strength to what we get in another area. So you can see now we've only got a signal strength of 2. We've come from upstairs through the factory down to outside, and we're on the limits now of where the Wi-Fi can go, but our LoRa can still reach over to the other side of the car park to the neighboring factory over there.